Yeah. Se ha acabado la mierda. About to drop a test cut. Yo. Immortal technique disintegrates mics when I spit. I cause more casualties than sunken slave ships. Full to capacity, I bring tragedy to rap without my man Gaddafi. The government took Nazi scientists from Germany to design nuclear rockets and ways of observing me, cause their pathetic attempts didn't work to murder me. When this country was conceived, these bastards never heard of me. But now I hold the souls of slave masters eternally, bleeding internally burgundy during surgery verbally, cause I'm a spiritual witch, devils are incompatible. I've been around since the planet was inhabitable. I spit in the ocean and created microscopic animals, which evolved into two species, the righteous and the cannibals. But until then, I had alien women suck me off. When God said, let there be light, I turned it the fuck off. And that's the reason Earth is only 5 billion years old. I made the sun shine and permitted time to unfold. The surface was lava, but when I stepped down, it became cold. Fuck what you've been told. My spiritual form became a swarm of molecule sickness, manifested liquid trapped inside a mountainous region, until the sky started raining. Continuous seasons, immortal technique, and long last reincarnated, undebatably reinstated to leave you decapitated. Just sweet fool, but my crazy words make sense. I split every pound in your body into 6 pence. I'm sick of simple similes about the 6th sense. I leave your body drenched in the blood from all your ancestors. You'll never be at peace like the souls of child molesters. I'll cut you and bless your festering wounds with alcohol, drown you in a clogged toilet in a public bathroom stall. I'll rip you down, take a chunk of you home like the Berlin Wall. This is the final call for all rappers that wanna brawl. Immortal technique, the wrong motherfucker to diss, cause I allowed God to let you motherfuckers exist. Yeah, real. Oh, we about to crash something now, yo. I'm the stronghold on your neck that doesn't let you breathe. Stronger than the fake image of God in which you believe. More dangerous than your ignorant ass could ever perceive. A European virus mutated in Africa overseas, transported by mosquitoes and fleas to where you live. So lock yourself in your house with your wife and your kids. You're such a bitch, somebody probably made you out of a rib. My arrest record just scratches the surface of what I did. My bid locked me up and brought my life to an end. I was forgotten, abandoned by my bitches and friends. You don't want beef with people like me, so don't pretend. I'll resurrect your aborted baby and kill it again. You get no props in hip-hop like feminine men. I'm iller than any plague God gave Moses to send. You wanna make amends cause I'm the reason that the earth shakes, burying your fam like Central American earthquakes. Immortal technique, Harlem to Canada. Lyrically damager. Te dije que se ha acabado la mierda. In 100 years from now, everyone who's living on this planet will be dead. So it's inconsequential, really, all the shit that you talk, all the bullshit that you stand for. It's more important what you're ready to build, what you're ready to pass down to your children, what you're ready to create. You better fucking remember that. And when you challenge a motherfucker like me, remember, I'm the dominant species. I'm stuck inside the future, and life is chaotic. The government is psychotically racist and robotic. The matrix of entrapment is socio-economic. Neurotic conspiracy theory becomes reality. Life is war, and every day's a battle to me. I'm on the brink of insanity, between extreme intelligence and split personalities. But I elevate to the point of reversing gravity. Revolutionary conceptuality spitting out of me. Even the dead people in my family tell me they proud of me. Stupidity's not allowed by me, cause I don't got time to play. I'm the black hole lyricist that will take your shine away. Darkness at any time of day. I'm the technique and you're nobody, so what you trying to say? Stellar density becomes your physical alignment. 1.8 billion tons per square inch confinement. Yo. I drop knowledge so heavy it leaves the world unbalanced. Exterminate the spiritual force of all that challenge. I'm the lyrical apocalypse that crumbles the granite, replacing you as the dominant species on the planet. Yo. Lyrically, I'm infinite like possibilities, but you don't have the capability like infertility. Cause opening your mouth to question my validity is like trying to contradict the theory of relativity. What I spit is the epitome of heavy artillery. My enemies are obsessed with me like the bitch in Misery, but break out like fathers running from responsibility. Every time I step and abuse the mic with versatility, I balance humility with brutal instinct. I'll make your whole cipher look like those crackers from NSYNC. And I don't care about your link or your luxury car. I shed light with more magnitude than all of the stars. La Brea talk pit thick, so don't ever talk shit. And remember something, nigga, while you rave and rant, a roach can live for 9 days without its head, but you can't. Yo, yo, yo. I drop knowledge so heavy it leaves the world unbalanced. Exterminate the spiritual force of all the challenge. I'm the lyrical apocalypse that crumbles the granite, replacing you as the dominant species on the planet. Yo, yo. I'm explicit like videotapes of conjugal visits. Some niggas are too stupid to understand it like astrophysics. Technique is exquisite. I'll make your thoughts a victory. Get pessimistic with the quickness. If you think that I will just become another statistic with anything but success when I bless the mic as I spit this. Specifically prolific with Kaposi sarcoma type sickness. My style is like a 10-year-old child with a slit wrist. Too much reality for the fucking hit list. I got a Black Panther mentality with a spick fist, so you could get dissed. Even if you're locally gold, vocally bold, or globally multi-platinum soul. I'm emotionally cold, disciplined, and ready to kill. Like spirits in the same room with you, I'm giving you chills. I drop knowledge while these motherfuckers clumsily spill. And I drop it so heavy, it leaves the world unbalanced. Exterminate the spiritual force of all the challenge. I'm the lyrical apocalypse that crumbles the granite, replacing you as the dominant species on the planet.
Big Zoo, technique, positive balances when we spit. Pound for pound, I'm the most positive when I bust mine. The zoo adds on like a plus sign. Addition, that's the key in the ignition. With no pause, I propel to pole position. Ahead of the pack, light years ahead of the whack. I give a fiend a good book instead of the crack. That's the gold mine. Negativity can't hold mine. The black bear's headed for the gold line. And then I'm positive at showtime. I make negative MCs switch styles in no time. They change teams, rhyme about kings and queens instead of how they sellin' work to fiends. Then I switch thugs into soldiers, those that have given up on God to praise Jehovah. The rap ice age is over, and positivity protects the Z-Boulder boulder.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Positivity, yeah. My opinion is solid ground, but you're a common hater. Splitting and dividing our numbers like a denominator. Third eye navigator movements are necessary. Everything you see in videos is secondary. You need positivity like you need respect in jail, because without balance you'll be making negative record sales.
Negative record sales.
I jerk off inside books and give life to words, leaving concepts stuck together you probably never heard. I love when people think I'm psychologically disturbed, cause it means I overloaded their neurological nerves. Rappers try to serve me with disgusting incompetence, but I keep it positive with ultimate dominance. Meditating with Native Americans close to Providence, I speak to the spirits of ancestors at powwows, but rumor has it that you getting raped like Little Bow Wow. Now listen, industry motherfuckers, don't get offended. Remember that I'll bring an end to your pretender agenda and render contenders dismembered. Bend the fabric of time and put your soul in a blender. You live in a lie like thinking Jesus was born in December. Instead of catering the labels, something gotta give. I'll rip the electrons out your body and make you positive. I've seen a lot of kids come and go with marketing gimmicks, because without balance you don't last more than a minute. This ain't a game, I'll beat the shit out you at the line of scrimmage. I rock shows in the ghetto, nigga you stuck in the village. I wanted to spit on the radio since I was 11, but I can't afford the payola for Hot 97, so I make paper underground and I'm soon to blow, moving tapes like Biggie's Ghost at Bad Boy Studios. Yeah, you know how it goes. Positivity, yeah. My opinion is solid ground, but you're a common hater. Splitting and dividing our numbers like a denominator. third eye navigator movements are necessary. Everything you see in videos is secondary. You need positivity like you need respect in jail, because without balance you'll be making negative record sales.
Negative record sales. Zigazant technique like this.
Yo, son, give me that newspaper.
Yeah, alright, here you go.
Man, I hate this one, yo. You know, the Post is always on some biased, racist bullshit, man.
Word,
that
nigga.
in the Daily News.
I feel you.
It's ridiculous, man. Times a little better, but he's still on some bullshit. Oh, I know that, man. Another nigga killed by these fucking cops, yo.
What? Word?
See, that's why I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. I need some fucking peace. I need
I feel
something,
you, son.
Into that,
You
I'm
better
gonna
bounce,
start
yo.
just blasting these fucking pigs, man. For real, yo.
Yo, son, fuck it.
race,
Let's
man. I gotta
do
get
something,
away.
man. Let's see some mommies out there.
You know what?
Matter of fact, pack the bags.
Alright then. That's
Start
what's
the
up.
fucking whip up.
Alright.
I'm out of here, yo, for real.
Yo. I hate my job, so I always look to a better day. Far from New York City on a tropical getaway, but not in Miami, cause these white Cuban anti-Castros can't stand me. And that's the reason I'll never win a fixed up Latin Grammy. After this, racist Latinos are goddamn me, but my black people love me. And when I go to South America, people be trying to hug me, cause I talk about reality that affects them. And even though I blew up, I could never neglect them. What kind of revolutionary action would that be? I'd be categorizing practically every other MC, but never that, cause I'm clever with facts. Sever your raps, you fake players and thugs will forever be whack. I'm still rolling with my squadron, heavily strapped, and even if I get killed, I'll inevitably be back. Encyclopedia Hispanic or over digital dat. Don't ever compare me to small-minded criminal cats. I kill kids on tracks like Dale Earnhardt, spit in your face and leave your cheekbone with a burn mark. I was born a genius, but I learned to be street smart. My vacation just started, I'm out to the Caribbean, swimming in Dominican women the color of cinnamon. You motherfuckers wish you had the lifestyle I'm living in. Yo. East Coast to West Coast and everything in between. This is dedicated to everybody chasing their dreams. This ghetto fabulous life really ain't what it seems, but I'ma make it cause I got survival stuck in my genes. East Coast to West Coast and everything in between. This is dedicated to everybody chasing their dreams. This ghetto fabulous life really ain't what it seems, but I'ma make it cause I got survival stuck in my genes. Word up, word. Immortal Technique, representing Harlem, all the way out to my fam in Inglewood. I'm out, motherfucker. Getaway, nigga. Look, let me make something abundantly clear for people that are so bereft of activities they feel like they gotta comment on every one of mine. First of all, being a vegetarian should never be associated with being a revolutionary or being open-minded. That's a dietary choice. If someone wants to proliferate the type of ignorance we're supposed to be fighting by thinking that, you're just fucking yourself. I don't go around promoting beef and poultry, shoving it in people's faces. I don't castigate people for not eating steak sandwiches, and I would never diss someone for being a fucking broccoli head or living off radishes or eating grass with tofu. I like a lot of vegan cuisine, but the illogicality of expecting everyone to adopt their particular idea of what being healthy is just preposterous. I seen some of you herbivores, and if you want to argue health, y'all need to eat some kind of supplement, cause some of y'all are so skinny that it's disgusting, looking like the only hip-hop motherfuckers on Schindler's List. Being a malnutrition ass got nothing to do with being revolutionary or being on point. I'll be damned if I let somebody else push their agenda on me. You know, I don't eat pork, not cause I'm a Muslim, I just don't really like it, but I really will fuck a bird up. And fish is good when that shit is fresh. It's like my nigga Vast Air from Can Oxet. If you don't like the smell of burning meat, well then get the fuck off the planet. You know, I don't criticize people for eating moss. Man, don't open your fucking mouth about my food, man. I like beef and broccoli, motherfucker. Mind your goddamn business. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm out. I feel like some arroz con pollo, a banana daiquiri, and a motherfucking bistec apanado. Look, I ain't never been afraid to tell how I really feel. Nunca. I think everybody should know that. Yo creo que todos ustedes deben saber eso. Fucking ought to know, yo. I gotta tell these chicks a lot of times, mira, tú estás actuando de una manera muy mala, bien mala, y no me importa, ya. Yeah, so I gotta let you know. Let them know. Here we go. Dígale a la gente, B. We gotta let you know for real. Son, drop that. Siempre me encuentro con la mujer equivocada, a superficial mami con la alma comprada. Yo, I'm sick of stupid chicks que hablan de nada. Let's go to my house, conversación acabada. Yeah, we can fuck, but you gotta go after mañana. You walking bow-legged porque te dejé clavada. Don't ever talk shit about niggas and get enojada. There's a reason that you never been properly amada, cause you fuck niggas and suck dick como si nada. Para la porquería and save the drama. Don't come to the fucking club con una actitud mala. You've been drinking too much Bacardi and smoking Lala. Escúchame, señorita, if you don't respect yourself, don't expect respect from anyone else. Don't expect an hombre to support you with wealth. Go to college and be successful, do it for Delph. Nunca vas a hacer shit without knowledge of self. Mommies with cultural ineptitude are bad for your health. That's the type of mujer that I put back on the shelf and go back to the packed crowd to look for somebody else. Adios. Check it. We keep it moving properly. No me importa lo que haces, ain't no way of stopping me. Moving through property like I owned every monopoly. Smoking broccoli, compartiendo ideologies. Pero solamente pasa on a special occasion with beautiful, intelligent mommies that stay blazing. Stay blazing. Yo, that for you motherfucking niggas. Yo, see. Immortal technique, the resurrected Che Guevara. But y'all cats are just a bunch of fake Tony Montanas. I bring drama like Revolución Cubana and rock stages like my last name was Santana. Como puedes comparar your entourage to my squad? You motherfuckers is faker than Resurrection Boulevard. I'm trying to be hard, cause I don't stress fake good fellas. I'll burn your house down and empty the clip. And tu abuela, mucha gente try to convince everyone that they tripe. Hablando mierda, but you never shot a gun in your life. Siempre gritando, how you keep it real in the sight. But most of you rappers can't even keep it real with your wife. I sacrifice the puto cabrón for running his mouth. Carjack and kidnap you in front of your house. And while you're tied up by the shotgun while I'm driving down south, I'll push the pedal to 70 and kick you the fuck out. Solamente to look back and have something to laugh about. I doubt you really want technique as an enemigo. Fuck with me, I'll make your people turn up desaparecido. My estilo is Tupac Amaru y Zapatista. I'm a rebel soldier murdering rap artistas. Colombian necktie MCs, hasta la vista. Taking over the fucking country like a socialista. Cobardes, yo. We keep it moving properly. No me importa lo que haces, ain't no way of stopping me. Moving through property like I owned every monopoly. I'll blow your fucking brains out and spread your philosophy. This is for all the celoso motherfuckers that's watching me. I don't make threats, bitch. Lo que hablo is prophecy. Para que toda la gente sepa que no me importa cuánta mierda ustedes hablan. Cuánta mierda. I'll still be on my job. Forever. Still be here. Still be doing my thing. Para siempre. Para siempre. I'll be at everybody's parade. Immortal technique. Se ha acabado la mierda. Immortal technique, poison pen. We the top of the food chain, motherfucker. Strong holding it, yo. MCs are just figments of my imagination. They don't have to be dissed. I just stop thinking about them and they cease to exist. Don't get me pissed, pussy.
Guzzling easy cheesy while they squeezing heaters. You better than please to feed us. Ladies is teasing, squeezing. Please to me, the top of the food chain. Don't go with bottom feeders. So porn feature. Come out your mouth, that's a nice shirt to bleed on. They only use your ass to fucking roll trees on. It's on, your block, your street. Niggas so pussy they don't speak, they queef. When you run shit, you strong whole shit. I need a chain I can jump rope with. The best I got him. Word, I'm like Zeus without the eye problem. Tonight without the ball spot. Or then they rock their marks and chicken spots. Even little tots got their eyes on your necklace. My life is this big, y'all are extras. I double more blocks than Tetris. We perfectionists, it wouldn't have it any other way. Guzzling easy cheesy while they squeezing heaters. You better than please defeat us. Ladies just teasing, squeezing. Please to meet us. Top of the food chain, but with bottom feeders. I'm so new to late modern English. I'm from the side with heaters. I was coming on your side and beeping. It ain't no joke. Baby, the bell is broke. Just holler out the window if you trying to reach us. Pen, nigga, Brooklyn. My flow's a couple of retarded niggas too dumb. With an impact on hip hop. Like LL walking in the death jam, screaming out boss.
Immortal technique, top of the food chain. I'll split your wifey's head open just to get me some brain. I spit venomous pain with poison pen. Destroy the sun and in 8 minutes you'll never see day again. Pray for your friends, but me and God will just laugh at you. Tell you to shut the fuck up and rain acid on you. Break down your molecules and spiritually damage you. Haven't you got the picture yet? Motherfuckers like you are easy to disrespect, cause you only a thug. When you on the internet you can't compare your dialect to text because you lack the promos. I'm a neo-sapien, but y'all are still acting like homos.
Guzzling easy cheesy while they squeezing Nina. You better than please defeat us. Ladies teasing, squeezing, please to meet us. Top of the food chain, roll with bottom feeders. I'm so new to late modern English. I'm from the side with heaters. I was coming on your side and beat. It ain't no joke. Baby, the bell is broke. Just holler out the window if you trying to get off lunchman high. You get your mouth punched in. Stronghold is my house, nigga. Three's the apartment. My leads is devout. We weed these crabs out. We ain't never see no trees in my mouth. Poison pen magnitude 8.3. The hottest shit inside of the Gaza Strip. Alongside renegades and rabble rousers. They're point and click without web browsers. Look out, it's the 80s all over again, it seems. Long hair, denim suits, and big chains and gangs. We don't look for hoes, so they scoop us. Tell your bitch to bring nothing to my crib but pussy and a toothbrush and a camcorder. Y'all could all relate, they treat my nuts like imported grape. That's how it is at the top of the food chain. Poison pen technique and words I better take turns sleeping.
Most of my Latino and black people who are struggling to get food, clothes, and shelter in the hood are so concerned with that philosophizing about freedom and socialist democracy is usually, unfortunately, beyond their rationale. They don't realize that America can't exist without separating them from their identity. Because if we had some sense of who we really are, there's no way in hell we'd allow this country to push its genocidal consensus on our homelands. This ignorance exists, but it can be destroyed. Niggas talk about change and working within the system to achieve that. The problem with always being a conformist is that when you try to change the system from within, it's not you who changes the system, it's the system that will eventually change you. There is usually nothing wrong with compromising a situation, but compromising yourself in a situation is another story completely. And I have seen this happen long enough in the few years that I've been alive to know that it's a serious problem. Latino America is a huge colony of countries whose presidents are cowards in the face of economic imperialism. You see, third world countries are rich places, abundant in resources, and many of these countries have the capacity to feed their starving people and the children we always see digging for food and trash on commercials. But plutocracies, in other words, a government run by the rich, such as this one, and traditionally oppressive European states, force the third world into buying overpriced, unnecessary goods while exporting huge portions of their natural resources. I'm quite sure that people will look upon my attitude and sentiments and look for hypocrisy and hatred in my words. But my revolution is born out of love for my people, not hatred for others. You see, most of Latinos are here because of the great inflation that was caused by American companies in Latin America. Aside from that, many are seeking a life away from the puppet democracies that were funded by the United States. Places like El Salvador, Guatemala, Peru, Colombia, Nicaragua, Ecuador, and la República Dominicana. And not just Spanish-speaking countries either, but Haiti and Jamaica as well. As different as we have been taught to look at each other by colonial society, we are in the same struggle. And until we realize that, we'll be fighting for scraps from the table of a system that has kept us subservient instead of being self-determined. And that's why we have no control over when the embargo will stop in Cuba or when the bombs will stop dropping in Vieques. But you see, here in America, the attitude that is fed to us is that outside of America, there live lesser people. Fuck them, let them fend for themselves. No, fuck you. They are you. No matter how much you want to dye your hair blonde and put fake eyes in, or follow an anorexic standard of beauty, or no matter how many diamonds you buy from people who exploit your own brutally to get them, no matter what kind of car you drive, or what kind of fancy clothes you put on, you will never be them. They're always gonna look at you as nothing but a little monkey. I'd rather be proud of what I am rather than desperately try to be something I'm really not, just to fit in. And whether we want to accept it or not, that's what this culture or lack of culture is feeding us. I want a better life for my family and for my children, but it doesn't have to be at the expense of millions of lives in my homeland. We're given the idea that if we didn't have these people to exploit, that America wouldn't be rich enough to let us have these little petty material things in our lives and basic standards of living. No, that's wrong. It's the business giants and the government officials who make all the real money. We have whatever they kick down to us. My enemy is not the average white man. It's not the kid down the block or the kids I see on the street. My enemy is the white man I don't see. The people in the White House, the corporate monopoly owners, fake liberal politicians, those are my enemies. The generals of the armies that are mostly conservative, those are the real motherfuckers that I need to bring it to. Not the poor, broke, country-ass soldier that's too stupid to know shit about the way things are set up. In fact, I have more in common with most working and middle-class white people than I do with most rich black and Latino people. As much as racism bleeds America, we need to understand that classism is the real issue. Many of us are in the same boat, and it's sinking, while these bougie motherfuckers ride on the luxury liner. And as long as we keep fighting over kicking people out of the little boat we're all in, we're gonna miss an opportunity to gain a better standard of living as a whole. In other words, I don't want to escape the plantation. I wanna come back, free all my people, hang the motherfucker that kept me there, and burn the house to the goddamn ground. I wanna take over the encomienda and give it back to the people who work the land. You cannot change the past, but you can make the future. And anyone who tells you different is a fucking lethargic devil. I don't look at a few token Latinos and black people in the public eye as some type of achievement for my people as a whole. Most of those successful individuals are just sellouts and house Negroes. But I don't consider brothers a sellout if they move out of the ghetto. Poverty has nothing to do with our people. It's not in our culture to be poor. That's only been the last 500 years of our history. Look at the last 2,000 years of our existence and what we brought to the world in terms of science, mathematics, agriculture, and forms of government. You know, the idea of a confederation of provinces where one federal government controls the states? The Europeans who came to this country stole that idea from the Iroquois League. The idea of impeaching a ruler comes from an Aztec tradition. That's why Montezuma was stoned to death by his own people, because he represented the agenda of white Spaniards once he was captured, not the Aztec people who would become Mexicans. So in conclusion, I'm not gonna vote for anybody just because they black or Latino. They have to truly represent the community and represent what's good for all of us proletariat. Porque si no, entonces te mando pa'l carajo, cabrón, gusano, hijo de puta. Seramos libres pronto. ¡Viva la revolución! ¡Viva la revolución! Yo, load the fuck up. Locked and loaded. You too. Locked and loaded, sir. And remember, break that window when that cop comes in. Blow that motherfucker's head off. Got it. Yeah, load up again, cause these motherfuckers are gonna come back for us. We're ready. We gotta be prepared in this day and age. We gotta be prepared for whatever the fuck comes at us. Word up. Cause we are living revolutionarily. Definitely. You cannot second guess yourself in these days and times. They're gonna throw whatever they can at you, and you gotta be prepared for it. You gotta be prepared for anything.
It's liberty or it's death. It's freedom for everybody or freedom for nobody.
No matter what the fuck life throws at me, I continue to make it through indefinitely. Immortal technique defeats the odds repetitively until there ain't shit ahead of me competitively. Surviving the tough times is imperative to me. Looking at the whole world revolutionarily.
They don't want to hear you old Uncle Tom handkerchief head talking about the island.
Technique will force you into strategical retreat because I dominate guerrilla warfare in the streets. There ain't no way to picture me without a victory speech. When I reach higher positions without the recognition of pissed on competition, cause I conquered their renditions in a systematic form like a religious tradition. My mission is to take you, lyrically break you, lyrically assassinate you, lyrically incinerate your body and recreate you, to destroy the power that mentally incarcerates you. Cause even though I rip it better, I could not forsake you. You're my people with the same oppressor, so how could I hate you? The revolution of the mind I bring regenerates you. But when you come original, people impersonate you, start to hate you cause the conflict is building within. The ultimate sin is to be ashamed of your skin. My rhymes are like Jamaican overproof, I make the room spin. Intoxicated flow, I bleed vodka and brandy. Don't make me choke you down like John Benet Ramsey. Something demands of me to rip this fucking shit uncandidly. God commanded me to be a technological disease and psychologically do battle with the best MCs. Uppercase the T in technique, cause I'm the capital of a revolutionary nation that's infallible. Aztec lector Hannibal, rip your heart out of your chest and feed it to the cannibals. You're just a fucking animal, but I'm the Neo-Sapien, cause my original civilization was based upon creation. You know there's no escaping, even though your heart is racing. I'll put your best disciple on academic probation. Fuck the litigation, fuck the best rapper nominations, and fuck the president I voted for assassination. I'm saying fuck the federal bullshit investigations, fuck the cover-up of ghetto radiation extermination, using my people for experimentation. And if it doesn't play hip-hop, then fuck your radio station. No matter what the fuck life throws at me, I continue to make it through indefinitely. Immortal technique defeats the odds repetitively until there ain't shit ahead of me competitively. Surviving the tough times is imperative to me. Looking at the whole world revolutionarily.
Revolutions overturn systems. Revolutions destroy systems.
Yo, what the fuck happened to reality spitting rhyme sayers? These days everybody's trying to be a thug or a player. Where did all the real motherfuckers go in the game? Bring back the breakdancers and graffiti writers with fame. I remember hip-hop before the mic gun clappers, cause I used to drink 40s with more flavor than these rappers. Lyrical ego trips doesn't make fortification. You're not dope enough to spit self-glorification, so don't jerk me around, cause my name ain't masturbation. Life is hard, it leaves you scarred, cause I've been through shit. If you consider rap a job, I suggest that you quit. Don't you understand the audience will listen and dance in the club, crib, or car, or wherever they get the chance to be emancipated? Start debating justice in the cipher. Why do you think project rooms look like the cells in Rikers? I'm explaining the significance on the reason behind it. They're preparing your children for the prison environment. When you don't amount to shit, prison becomes retirement. But I refuse to be tooken to central booking and chains, cause sleeping on the floor of cages starts to fuck with your brain. The system ain't reformatory, it's only purgatory. Close to hell, but I rebel as I begin to spark an L and tell my people how we fell into the trap that we live in, because they locked us up in ghettos and began to rape our women. So I leave the system unforgiven like Eastwood, cause I was blessed with lyrical strength to do whatever I could. You should have seen it coming long ago when you were very young. My word is to the Father, Holy Spirit, and His fucking Son, cause when I grab the mic device in front of Christ and start to rip it, I'll make Jesus turn around and say, yo pop, this nigga flipped it. So talk about whatever and be what you wanna be, but don't mistake the way I break the fake for simple blasphemy, cause through the highest frequencies in the NYC, I'm crushing 97.1% of MCs. No matter what the fuck life throws at me, I continue to make it through indefinitely. Immortal technique defeats the odds repetitively until there ain't shit ahead of me competitively. Surviving the tough times is imperative to me. Looking at the whole world revolutionarily.
Spend some time, I hear it's fine. Spend some time, I hear it's fine. Spend some time, I hear it's fine. Spend some time, I hear it's
once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone tryna be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So Billy started robbing niggas anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine, fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes, Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone tryna be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on her way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her. Walking through the projects, the darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling and I can't turn back.
Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he
thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers. Cocked the gat to a head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows, in every street cipher listening to little thugs flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever. Oh, y'all motherfuckers thought it was over, huh? But it's not. You didn't count on a fallen angel getting back into the grace of God and coming after you. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Your producers ain't shit. Your fucking A&R ain't shit. I'll fucking wipe my ass with your demo deal. Yo, Diabolic, take this motherfucker's head off!
Go ahead and grip blocks. I'll snap your trigger finger in 6 spots. You'll have to lip lock with hypodermic needles to lick shots. I watch you topple flat. Put away your writtens and holler back. Can't freestyle, you're screwed off the top like bottle caps. Beneath the surface, I'm overheating your receiver circuits by unleashing deeper verses than pre-speaking churches. What you preach is worthless. Your worship defeat the purpose, like President Bush taking bullets for the Secret Service. Beyond what y'all fathom, I shit on cats and jaw tap them. Show no compassion like having a straight-faced orgasm. Tour jack 'em, have his half a 10 bitch suck my friend's dick. In the meantime, you could French kiss this clenched fist. Diabolic, a one-man brigade spreading cancer plague. Fist fucking a pussy's face, holding a hand grenade. So if I catch you bluffing, faggot, you're less than nothing. I just had to get that stress off my chest like breast reduction.
You motherfuckers are nothing. You cannot harm me. I'll resurrect every aborted baby and start an army. Storm the planet hunting you down, cause I'm on a mission to split your body into 1 billion one-celled organisms. Immortal technique could destroy your religion, you stupid bitch. You're faker than blue-eyed crackers nailed to a crucifix. I'm about to blow up like NASA Challenger computer chips. Arsenic language transmitted revolutionarily. I'm like time itself, I'm gonna kill you inevitably. Chemically bomb you, fuck using a chrome piece. I'm illmatic, you won't make it home like Jerome's niece. I'll sever your head diagonally for thinking of dissing me, and then use your dead body to write my name in calligraphy. This puppet democracy brainwashed your psychology, so you're nothing like diversity without equality. And your crew is full of more faggots than Greek mythology. Using numerology to count the people I sent to heaven produces more digits than 22 divided by 7. You like Kevin Spacey, your style is usually suspect. You never killed a cop, you not a motherfucking thug yet. Your mind is empty and spacious, like the part of the brain that appreciates culture and a racist. Face it, you're too basic, you never gonna make it. Like children walking through Antarctica, butt naked. So you the motherfucker they call Immortal Technique. What the fuck make you so special, nigga? The fuck do you do?
I calculate planet alignment like Mayan astronomy, discovering atrocities worse than Aristotle, subjecting children to sodomy. Your theory of the galaxy is primitive like Ptolemy. The truth about the universe dug up like Aztec pottery. Unpredictable results like experimental psychology. I stomp the streets with MCs beneath my feet in colonies, but presentation and spirit revolve around autonomy. Searching for monogamy and cutting fake bitches out of my mind like a lobotomy. So obviously I'm not gonna be here to play games, walk the top of the world and leave the Arctic Circle in flames. Battle the beast and false prophet depicted in the King James. I give a fuck about your MC name, I don't admire you. Only by dental records will you be identifiable, cause the future is not reliable. Remember when rap was not economically viable, comparable to what motherfuckers think of me. I might be nobody, but wait till I'm together like a symphony. Resounding sound that will continue infinitely. Angel of death punishing all those who live in infamy and shine so far away from you, you'll never get a glimpse of me. Attempts to extinguish me don't even bother me none. Like retarded kids throwing ice cubes at the sun. A victory against Immortal Technique will never be done. Just degrees of losing, and every second you're adding one. Some niggas dream of pushing kilos, but I drop tons of more facts, formulas, and philosophical logic than a basement full of scientists puffing on chronic. Dip the mic in potassium cyanide and liquid bubonic and use it as a sonic wand to find a spawn of the demonic. Screaming like onyx is of absolutely no consequence. The poison is dense enough to clog up your arteries. Mercy is not a part of me. I cause you bodily injury permanently because simply verbally murdering me is inconceivable cause of the unbelievable evil injected inside the bloodstream of my people. And redemption is not located under a church steeple. The feeble and the meek and soldiers like the technique will inherit the earth, but the earth will be weak. Mother Earth and her decrepit terminal illness physique. The year 3000 is bleak, no happily ever after, just death following the Fourth Reich disaster. A legacy of bastards with plastic explosives. Your future's been eroded cause you forgot that when you're free it's multiplied indefinitely by the struggle that be the struggle I see. To socialistically unite the third world countries, expose hypocrisy in America's democracy. Sloppily obsessed with stopping me cause I speak prophecy. Trample and dismantle your capitalist philosophy the same way I stomp the conquering rap monopoly. And I'm not a fucking prophet, but that's the fucking prophecy.
Brothers and sisters and friends, and I see some enemies. In fact, I think we'd be fooling ourselves if we had an audience this large and didn't realize that there were some enemies present.
I'm a weapon that fires lyrical projectiles with no mercy. I'm cold-blooded like reptiles. Touch a pregnant bitch and make her give birth to a dead child. Every time I flex styles, niggas vacate the premises and become exiles. I manufacture rhymes like textiles of X-Files. Enlightened juveniles, living life with no purpose. Organize an army that'll make the devils nervous. Competition is worthless, like the electoral vote. If you provoke, I'll break your motherfucking neck in the yoke. You're better off throwing your shitty life away waist sniffing coke. Technique will choke you into a spiritual state, and it would take a lake of hydrochloric acid to soften this. I'll fake your parents' suicide and kill you in the orphanage, but I inspire ideological metamorphosis. Stop talking shit or I'll make your existence a memory, so you could have me frozen cryogenically for centuries. But I'll break the ice if anyone on the planet mentions me. I'll burn a hypocritical flag intentionally. Explosive revolutionary chemistry's my destiny. No mercy is what I chemically bomb on enemies. Your life's a fucking mistake. Technique is the remedy. Destroy you before you become what you intended to be, and in the future you'll worship those that descended from me. No mercy is what I chemically bomb on enemies. Your life's a fucking mistake. Technique is the remedy. Destroy you before you become what you intended to be, and in the future you'll worship those that descended from me. When I fight you, I won't snipe you. I'll use an HIV-infected needle to strike you, as well as anyone that vaguely resembles or looks like you. And just to spite you, I'll force your children at gunpoint to bite you and rip a piece off to start the beef off for the rest of your petty limited life. I'm coming at you to catch you by surprise in the sight. Nobody's stupid enough to back you when I tactically attack you, because my style is nasty like protruding bone fractures, and you're a played out dirty pussy devil like Margaret Thatcher. But technique never get captured inside the rapture, cause I master the art of causing natural disasters. You should learn the difference in between the students and the master. My stature is the dispatcher of damaging decibels, and even though my starving people are considered expendable, I consecutively escape the racist corporate tentacles. I spit raw kinetic energy that's immeasurable. Retaliation for perpetration is unendable. Mercy is not extendable. I'll break your fucking brain down into psychological chemicals. No mercy is what I chemically bomb on enemies. Your life's a fucking mistake. Technique is the remedy. Destroy you before you become what you intended to be, and in the future you'll worship those that descended from me. No mercy is what I chemically bomb on enemies. Your life's a fucking mistake. Technique is the remedy. Destroy you before you become what you intended to be, and in the future you'll worship those that descended from me.
Bridges with a blowtorch, a rebel born from verbal holocaust. Dirty and never try to cleanse to get the drama off. Swift as stealth assassin, snipe you from balcony shots. A terrorist position, professional from the opera box. Rhyme documents infamous like the Bill of Rights. Illa tight, having niggas open like the Thriller dice. Jean Grey, Yakuza mass murder of friends who got the dirt on the foes who never heard of a wild style. My mouth bomb your train up. I spit Krylon in 5 colors. When I speak, I spray my name up. Split your wig up like Demi and Bruce. Splash your remains of brains out on the street like Henny and Juice. Noose your neck and loosen your spine from back. Shift your spleen, rip till it's just obscene. From downtown swinging at New York, illest to rip it ever. Flow like a river, fuck your girl like a nigga. What?
I spit bars, y'all spit repetitive raps. I'm a street dude who decided to rhyme with lines that'll crack the disc between your mind and your spine. That's why y'all wanna bite my design, and that's why usually I hold the mic like a 9. Pistol whip you on the side of your eye. Watch it pop out, we knock out cats and like the floors with they rocks out. You shocked now, like you driving in a lightning storm with the top down. We got this locked down like convicts on the rock, getting chopped down with phone time. We gaining yards in the whole 9. See me in tech, we steadily building, and we about to blow like the Oklahoma Federal Building. And all them niggas get mad when we step in the building, cause we make the crowd jump and hit their head on the ceiling. What?
I spit heat like the deserts of Saudi Arabia. Bury competition like Mesopotamia. Emanating radiation, pissing liquid uranium. uranium. I bring the rock like European drunks in soccer stadiums. I split your cranium with perfect symmetry lyrically. If you're not the illest, then you don't deserve to spit with me. OBS obliterating bastards sacrilegiously. I sacrifice niggas who talk shit ritualistically, meticulously making all my rivals suicidal. Like white suburban kids on acid reading the satanic Bible. My arrival is genocidal, like Christopher Columbus, exterminating races of whack MCs that walk among us. I just begun to bust, I'll make the place open candela. These racist cops wanna lock me longer than Nelson Mandela. Pissed off, I'm making hella paper east to west coast, and I treat the law in this country like a motherfucking joke. Cause if I'm willing to smoke the president while he's sniffing his coke, you know it don't mean shit to me to cut a fucking cop's throat. Jean Grey, Pumpkinhead, Immortal Technique, DP1, tell him what the fuck we about to do.
Shit on the whole industry.
You have to speak the truth. You have to speak your mind.
Every time I speak my mind, I'm lyrically critical. The pinnacle of being revolutionarily pivotal. Beyond anything ever studied that's metaphysical. Man, fuck a minority. I'm not politically minimal, but obviously terminologies that are statistical are manufactured to be unequivocally subliminal, transmitted by monopolized media visuals. So I riddle hypocritically pitiful criminals, habitually utilizing typical rituals with false pretense in attempts to be spiritual to individuals who believe in biblical miracles instead of themselves, cause they're not thinking original, and the color of their skin makes them feel invisible, like microscopic miscarriages lynched with the umbilical. Only a fucking imbecile would think they're uncorrectable, cause you're susceptible to becoming more than a spectacle. Remember that your flesh and blood and your body's dissectable. I'll beat you until you're a vegetable and wake up in a hospital covered in poisonous chemicals, in a fetal position with your face sewn to your testicles, thinking that you were kidnapped by extraterrestrials. You got heart, I'm the blood that pumps in your ventricles. Technique, I'm like your soul, nigga, indispensable, with no respect for those who cower at the hour of revolution, because the government owes my people restitution instead of sedatives like cocaine and prostitution. Conclusion is that you'll have to violently silence me, cause I raid the airwaves at cutthroat piracy. In school my teachers blinded me, but now I can see. Now I'm mentally and revolutionarily free, broadening horizons about what my people could be if we wasn't set up to get shot, locked, to OD. You see, families bleed because of corporate greed, and monopolizing weed is virtually impossible, so it won't be legalized, and that's another obstacle. But I'm still rolling up pocketfuls of tropical. The government's involved directly, so it's unstoppable, like a nuclear rocket full of biochemical toxins that invade the ecological. Improbable that the average intellect could understand, so I encrypted this into hip-hop that's in high demand and spread it through the ghetto of every city like contraband. Stomp a man of any complexion with a devilish nature, cause I'm trying to save the earth, but you're just getting in line to rape her.